Well, we've organized ourselves. We're right here. And Charlie, what's up? I love the way you look. I'll say it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We're not paying anything.
I'm getting used to that, so.
You're getting used to compliments. Oh, boy.
This morning, Mama V and I met in the makeup room.
Okay.
And Mama V was literally fondling herself. Describing the weather. The weather.
Hey! Where you go?
This what? See, I've got there's a sound in my head. Anybody? Charlie, this weather be like some Benna Boy kind of weather. Yeah, like this mood right now.
Yeah. Oh. You know, Davido has a new one. Is it called Risky or something?
We're talking about live band performance.
But Davido too, they play the sound whilst they mime.
So why are you trying to dilute her?
No, I did motivate.
I am talking some Benna Boy live band kind of sound this morning.
I know,
and see where your mind is.
I did for some shocker. You know the way this morning there's some shocker.
Which one is that?
Shocker?
Yeah.
We have the newspaper. Custodian. We have the custodian.
And co-host of the AM show, JoyNews. What a shocker!
Bad mind. Are you doing this or should I?
No, you're doing it.
Okay. All right. So I'll do the Finder and the Ghanaian Times. I see Roland with the Dispatch, the Custodian, Kojo with the Daily Guide, the Daily Graphic, and the Daily Statesman newspaper. I'll become your spokesperson.
Please start.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Go on then.
Let's do the Ghanaian Times front page. Man murders wife in Dansoman. Not good at all. Attempt to topple government. Military accused of abusing rights of accused. Tema motorway. Parts of Accra flood after downpour. Unbelievable scenes yesterday. And it rained for what? Like how many hours?
Only heavy rain for an hour.
And it wasn't...
The rest drizzling.
And it wasn't the entire city raining at the same time, and this was Charlie. All right, President slams Nigeria border closure, says it's setback to ECOWAS integration project. Center spread essentially is what the president said. The Tema motorway, the flooding situation yesterday, and Ghana Navy organizes religious parade. So let's see what's on the back page. Produce traditional Ghanaian medicine for global markets. Also, Ashaman Municipal Assembly embraces tree planting to fight climate change. The Finder, TUTAC calls off strike as directed by National Labour Commission. GCB injects 100 million Ghana cedis into energy sector. ECG's indebtedness to independent power producers jumps to $1.5 billion. No psychiatric examination for Kaswa Kop's killer. He is sane. Court decides. All right, that's it for me.
Okay, let me do the Dispatch quickly. The front page of the Dispatch, we do have Haruna Ate's suggestion to Akufo-Addo. Please anoint Bawumia as your successor, like Rawlings Swedru declaration. Well, when Rawlings did that, Atamils lost the 2000 election. I don't know whether...
Maybe that's why Haruna Ate is recommending it.
Yeah, so that the one who has
But he came back and won, didn't he?
Okay.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. So that'll be 2024 for Bawumia. Fertility and mortality, we did science. So mass. So
excuse me?
Fertility and mortality in Ghana, pages 4 and 6. For influencing delegates, Japanese minister quits after gifting melons and crabs to constituents. Only melons and crabs. Melons you can find on the Adan Road a lot, as well as on the Central Region Road. If you give it to a minister, they'll throw it away here in Ghana.
And crabs?
Crabs you can always find along. And in Japan, the minister resigned.
So remember we had a discussion about this when during the last party was it NDC's
the primaries.
We had a discussion right here in the studio where we asked our panelists, political analysts, we gave them examples of things politicians do and asked if they were vote buying, things like packaging food for them. They said, oh no, it's not vote buying. Someone has
Only melons.
Yes,
That we use for smoothie.
even melons and crabs. Yes. So
Different
we just
cultural environment, you know?
no,
Yeah.
but we're still human beings.
Yeah,
and
we
the
are.
concept of this is not about culture; it's about undue advantage. You know, it's supposed to be a contest.
Oh, Kojo.
So you want to have an even playing field.
You know, it's a homegrown kind of thing, you know? This is homegrown.
This one reminds me, you know the GFA elections? In the announced video, I'm told the gentleman who refused is a lawyer. He contested for the executive
They say he won't
council
give anybody
position.
kobo.
He didn't win.
He didn't get even one vote.
Oh, he got
He
the
got votes,
yeah, but he didn't win.
win.
I think he-
Yes. So you see, that's the nature of our people.
What are
Anyway.
you guys saying? Are you saying that those who got some numbers gave stuff out?
No, that's not what we said.
No, what we're
Yeah.
saying is that being proven to be incorruptible is not enough.
I didn't say that those who won the
Is not enough
they
to
gave
get
money.
you
No, I don't.
victory in an election.
Okay, let's continue. Front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. PDS Wahala update. It's Akufo-Addo versus Trump, round 2. The story is on page 2 of the paper. Let's go to the Custodian. That's on the front page. More misery for Dufour. And it says, court grants seizure of Unibank property. And it says, Jospon, that's up there. Jospon to build waste recovery park in Sanerigu. NHIA backs 2 awards at APSA 2019 awards. Has an attached picture of Dr. Selby, who is the CEO of the NHIA. Ghana Navy Honors Goyle, that's there. That.
Okay. You know, it's funny how people are touting this whole PDS thing as some sort of victory for the nation. Like we've stood up to some bullies.
Yeah.
You know? We've
Oh, for sovereignty, you know?
yeah. Where does sovereignty come in here? The compact was 500 million. We've collected 309 million, 8 million, right? We've collected it. They are supervising us using it. The 190 million that they didn't give us is sovereignty. So then we should give back the 308 million as well. Akufo-Addo versus Trump. You're funny, Sika money. We're acting as if.
Oh, calm down. It hasn't come to that.
It hasn't come to that. We should give them back their 308 million. Then we can claim sovereignty. Anyway, I have the Daily Guide, the Daily Graphic, and the Daily Statesman. I'll start with the guide this morning. Banner headline: Cops killer is mad, says lawyer. This is the Kaswa case. His lawyer is going to argue insanity, I believe. But I've also seen in another newspaper that that did not really fly. Anyway,
No, it didn't.
we'll get to that. Okay, coup plotters cry foul is also on the front page. The Siakwa teacher killers formally charged with murder. And also on the front page of the Daily Guide this morning, CPP and Green Street back PDS cancellation. Okay. Back page, real quick. A Kotoko snatch late win over stubborn San Pedro. Ashaman SHS lifts Korean Residents Cup. Wheelchair tennis hits Central Region. And Southampton donates wages to charity after 9-0 thrashing. 9-0. Yes. They felt like they ought not get paid for that performance. I did a message of motivation about this not so long ago. About a taxi driver who picked up someone from Singapore airport. He got one turning wrong, so he had to circle the block and come and drop the passenger. And so instead of the $11 on his meter, he charged $10. Passenger was surprised. And he said to him, well, I missed a turn. My job is to know this city. I made a mistake. You shouldn't pay for my mistake.
Sincerity on the job.
Yes. But also responsibility, ownership.
Yeah.
You know, but you have builders who mess up and it delays your project, but they still charge you for the time they spent messing up.
Yeah, that reminds me. I took an Uber and his system went off. So when we got here, he said, well, I mean, it's not your fault that my system isn't working. So whatever it is that you want to give me.
Just give me.
And I
did-
wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
so
that was on
I'm sure I probably even gave me more than.
Yeah. But that's fair. You know?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think that there are some sincere people out there. Sometimes you can get.
Yeah.
But I think that sort of sincerity also is more of a cultural issue. And
I wish it wasn't. But
yeah,
you're probably
but so
right.
there are some in their culture, they are naturally sincere. And it could be because of their value system, the environment in which, or the home they grew up in. So they have that culture of just being sincere. And
Do you think we have a culture of being insincere?
I think so. I think generally, yeah. Because if you take a look at it, we do bad things. We go to church and cleanse.
Oh, that is everywhere, isn't it?
It's a cultural problem. Because if you take a look at how many times people will give back something to you
as for that,
in the West compared to
as for that,
here.
yeah. Even is it the spirit or the whole culture of voluntarism?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's one thing I noticed. There's this particular man of God with the Assemblies of God Church, and he organizes a lot of philanthropic events each year with people's help from the U.S. And there was one particular year I was supposed to put together the video and everything for him. And I asked him, these people, are they rich people? And he says, no, they are average people. Some are pensioners, some are. And I always thought that those who tend to build the schools and install us in Kosohima and all that,
they're super very rich people.
Exactly. And they are not the richest people or rich people, so to speak. They just collected a little pension. They decided to do something.
You know, my uncle is the president of Millersville University, Pennsylvania. He's the only only Ghanaian president of a university in the United States. And he used to be at a university called Washington and Lee. Now, they have something there called the Honor Code. In Washington and Lee, you can leave your bag outside a lecture theater, go for your lecture and come back, and nobody will touch it. When they do exams, they don't have invigilators. They choose the time they want to do the exam. They will provide them with the papers. They go and sit down. They write the exam. Nobody invigilates them. Nobody cheats. You go into their canteen and people have cameras, very expensive cameras. They take a picture, they leave the camera at their table and go and fetch their food. They come back, it's there. In fact, they have a police service. I went there and I asked them about crime records, and they said the only thing they end up being called out to do is to help people who are stuck in their homes, old people who are stuck in their homes. Nobody breaks into anyone's house. The entire university lives by this code. When you come in, you are indoctrinated to become a member of that society. You trust each other and you are trustworthy. So it is possible. I mean, then, by the way, this university, there are many black people there. My uncle, a Ghanaian, it was their provost, that's vice president, before he moved to Millersville University. So there are people from all parts of the world there, all living by this honor code. So it's possible. You know, whatever your culture, it's possible for you to learn a new way of living.
Well, that's true. And even that will transition us to, okay, when you finish, we'll talk about the flats and why the honor code just doesn't work with us.
Right, Daily Graphic real quick this morning. Banner headline, Iyoko busts woman in $313 million deal. Wow. And it's a money laundering deal, apparently. There's a picture here of Frank Edupoku, Iyoko boss, on the front page. Also, adopt current methods for collecting data on productivity. Expert urges West African countries. Please urge us more. Expected increase in tertiary education numbers. Student loan requests seed money from government. Okay, really? Back page. Late penalty saves day for Kotoko. And be bold to report online sexual predators. Youth advised. Pray they take that advice. I pray people are not being online sexual predators. That's a bigger prayer, actually. The Daily Statesman next, and here we are. Government assures IPS of fair outcome in take-or-pay negotiations. President expresses concern over Nigeria-Benin border closure. America should not punish Ghana for standing for its sovereignty. Hey, sovereignty, I say.
See?
Hey, sovereignty. Okay. Tiger Woods wins 82nd PGA Tour title to equal record. Yes, and he from 2 days ago it looked like he was going to pick this one up. Very well done to him.
So he's equal Jack Nicklaus?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. Nice
Only at
work.
43.
Nice work.
He says he's not retiring yet. So.
No.
He ought not to. There are just so many problems he has to overcome. You know, physical problems
Yeah.
and so forth.
His knee
But
is-
I think
if
he's had this
able to-
knee thing
And his
where he's
back.
had several
Yeah.
surgeries.
I don't know. Since that crash and the subsequent divorce, he's had problems.
Yeah.
No, but he's growing. I mean, he's not
Okay.
there. Yeah.
I wanted to say behind every
It
successful
happens.
man is a
It
man.
happens with the tennis players as well, and with the footballers.
Although let's be fair, there are golfers much older than him who are in better shape. So yes, he is growing old, so it gets more and more difficult for him to fix these physical problems as they happen. But they are still happening to him at a very early stage in his career, and it is quite a pity. But Tiger Woods once again putting his name on the map with this one. 82 wins.
The
That's
comeback
something
spirit.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great
Quite an
motivation.
inspiration, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure Uncle Ibuhwai to be talking about it very soon. I have 20 kids and won't pay any delegate 3,000 to 4,000.
How many kids?
20
Only 20. I think he's tried.
for a vote. This is Alaji Grunsa making the claim.
Oh, so because of his children, he doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Why
he-
am I trying to interpret that?
so no, he's claiming that people paid money. 3.
So I think the more children you have,
the less you can.
the less you will pay delegates.
Is he saying this after the?
Yeah, after losing
Okay.
the contest.
Which
Wonder
of our
why do they
presidents in
always
recent
come out-
times had the most children? Because definitely by this logic, that person does not pay delegates at all.
Now tell me else.
Is that so? How many children?
1.
Oh. And he doesn't have the most children.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Had the most children.
That's not the place you want to go right now. So let's stick to
Okay.
the let's stick to the
I'm not
headlines.
going there.
Let's,
Yeah.
I
let's,
thought
let's,
bad
let's
less
step away
No.
from that joke and move on with our lives. All right then. So that's
You wanted to
it.
talk about the flats.
Yes.
Yeah. Before we do my job line.
Yeah, the thing is that where Kujo lives, where I live, we all tend to have or use the motorway very
Did
often.
this affect you yesterday?
It did.
Okay.
It did.
What time did you get home? Because it was very heavy traffic.
We are almost close to 7. Yeah. And the thing is that you see
What time did you leave the office to give it context?
5.
So that's reasonable time, isn't it?
But
No, but
normally
in
it doesn't
traffic.
take-
You know, usually it would take me.
this
usually it
was,
would take me like
this
30
was
minutes.
earlier in the day. Actually, this was
Yeah, and we're still
this was
feeling
afternoon.
it.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is that
So
they-
where is this exactly? Explain, Roland. Where is this point?
this one
particular
is
point?
just after, you know, where they had the homes
demolished.
Yeah. So after the Accra end of the
After the
motorway.
toll booth?
Yeah, after the toll booth. So
Okay.
when you're going to Tema, you know, just after the Accra end, you find those
Is
industry-
there like a bridge?
No, there's no bridge. It's just
So
that the
this is
water
not
just
where-
receded from the East Legon side to the Spinter side.
So this is not where that military family lost their lives.
No,
In
just
the-
further up towards Tema. That's almost close to my area.
I'm not sure we've seen this on the motorway before.
Oh, it happens all the time.
Like this?
No, usually, let's say in a year or let's say in 2 or 3 years, it will happen. And before, back in the 90s, when I got to first witness this, you get to find that the planes, there were no buildings then there, on either side will collect the water.
Aha.
But now we have built,
Yeah.
we have built on the plains.
Yeah.
And we call the wetlands,
Wetlands, yeah.
and they were declared as the Ramsey sites by the
Exactly.
UN.
We're supposed to leave it like that.
So that you'll
Yeah.
soak. Otherwise, if we want to build on it, because I mean, engineering and science has made it possible, and Kojo would attest to this. We just have to plan. It's the engineering. Because even in Singapore and
Charlie.
Dubai, they reclaim the sea to build on.
So this is what our situation is. We live in a city that is not designed for traffic. It's not designed for
Movement.
movement. It's not designed for population growth. It's not designed for sunshine. It's not designed for rain. It's not designed for drainage or sewage. In fact, we live in a city that is not designed. So none of these things is a surprise. But the thing is, this is not an unsolvable problem.
Yeah,
And we don't have to invent new technology to solve it.
that doesn't.
There are people, countries, cities around the world that have solved this problem comprehensively. The technology exists. It's no longer expensive because it's actually outdated in some parts of the world. There are cities that withstand earthquakes quakes, for the love of God. And we can't handle rain. You know, you have to ask yourself, honestly, maybe that is how we need to start judging the performance of governments. If we give you 4 years and you come and leave without being able to fix the problem of flooding, you failed. I think that's how we should do it.
And Kojo, you'll be surprised that the buildings occupying either side of the motorway are so-called being occupied by the big men. You know, now the plains have been occupied by estates and factories. Of course, the factories employ Ghanaians. The buildings also have occupants being Ghanaians.
So you're one of those people advocating for marijuana to be
legalized,
yeah, right?
So that I can have
and one of the things
Sankrigwa or
I like that. I like your whole industrial whatever, entrepreneurial whatever.
One district,
but
one factory.
What I have said is we should look back at how we have enforced things that we should enforce.
Like these.
Yes.
And see whether we
Somebody has no business building somewhere, but we watch the person put up the building.
And the person is a big man. I mean, quotes.
And so what? So you see, I mean, we legalize it, we'll make a lot of money. But can we enforce the laws that will come with it?
I get your drift.
Well, I mean, so let me ask you this. Right now, we can't enforce our laws. Even when it comes to the illegality of marijuana, we're not really enforcing it that well. We do sometimes. When we catch them, we go and burn their farms. But it still happens, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what we are saying is that even if we make it legal, we will still not be able to enforce it.
Oh, I'm just using these ones that we see with this this clean Ghana campaign thing that we're doing with I mean AMA is trying. I like that. And look at this flat, and it's so many things linking to this.
So I'm with you.
People building wrong places.
I'm with you on this. So we will not be able to enforce the laws because we are bad at enforcing them, but we'll be richer.
So how will that solve our problem?
So being poor and being unable to enforce laws, and being rich and being unable to enforce
laws.
I'd rather be rich
wait.
and unable to enforce
We're suffering with the floods now. Don't we have oil? Yeah. How have we used that to solve that flooding issue?
First of all, we don't have that much oil. Yeah, it's true. We don't have that much oil. And secondly,
by 2044,
there is a difference.
So the small that you have.
Yeah, no, there is a difference.
Small.
There is a difference. We are the oil is not being the money is not coming to average Ghanaians. But if marijuana was legalized,
do you have gold? Do you have cocoa?
I don't have cocoa.
Oh, you're Ghana. Do you have cocoa?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. It's okay.
No, and if we didn't have cocoa, we'd be much poorer.
And gold.
I'm just saying.
Yes, if we didn't have it,
you used the resources to solve the problems, the issues? We've always talked about floods. I mean, I don't want to get tired talking about it, but we've always talked about it. Yeah. And I'm just looking. Yesterday, people were saying, if it rained for hours, like overnight, I'm sure people won't be able to go to work this morning.
Sure.
And but these days, when it is raining,
people don't go to work.
When it is raining, you have to stay put. You have to be where you. Yesterday, I stayed here because I wasn't sure. Like, where are you going? Where's a safe place for you to park? You have to be where you are. Don't move when it starts to rain. You know.
Do you know that? I think since the days of a champon, we haven't had a proper central sewer for a community. And a central sewer is everybody's excreta and waste water deposits in a certain drain. And then now we have technologies that we even, put it into something.
I was just going to say that now we don't even need that central.
And now we keep having a lot of companies that are into realty saying that Apokwa say you can build a house, you can do this. And people are living in Bachona, in Ashaima, in this expanding. And there's no central sewer. There's no central drainage, not properly engineered. So we should think. Where water used to where is it going to go?
I saw an estate yesterday.
When the excreta from us, where is it going to go?
With the Tema thing, I don't know where exactly. The whole place was flooded. Did you see that video? There's
Wait,
a particular
the
video
estate?
where there's an
I'm
estate.
told it was one of the estate. I just don't want to mention the name. So.
Meanwhile, they advertise that people should come and buy.
Yeah.
You know?
But you see, that's the point. What if they're doing the right thing, but this is somebody's wrongdoing that's affecting them?
Yeah, again.
Yeah, if somebody's wrongdoing,
it's
definitely.
enforcement, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's the whole enforcement problem. And by the way,
It just
if you
devalues
watch-
the property too.
Yeah, have you watched The Italian Job?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, there's this scene where they are driving those minis through some big drains.
Yeah. The Aston
Yes. Not Aston Martin, Mini.
something Mini Cooper.
Mini Cooper. Through the drains, you know, to escape from whatever. I don't know. My
When they
mother
had a
looks like
gold.
she
I've
has
seen
a
the
watch.
Italian Job. I'm just trying to
When they
picture
had the
the
gold.
scene that you're talking about.
Yes.
I'm
When
not-
they stole the
After
gold.
they stole the gold,
and they
were
were-
escaping.
Okay.
They had to drive through some drains. These are massive drains. I mean, think about it. If a mini can drive through it,
But that's a movie.
no,
Because the
had to
drains
shoot on
exist.
location.
The drinks
They
exist.
went to a city in Italy and shot on location.
Sovereignty,
in
Massa.
their drone, in their drains. Okay, so yes, sovereignty and one. That's the thing. What we do is we fight progress, and we call it sovereignty. We have the
my
right
God.
as a nation. We have the right to be backward, and we will not let anybody stop us from exercising that right.
Let me smile on this. I've got a special birthday dedication. Happy birthday to
don't know the
Mr.
right to
Pa
exercise.
Kwesi Yankee, board chairman of Sunu Assurance Company Limited.
People are
It's your
raping
birthday
our children.
today,
We
sir.
won't
Happy
exercise
birthday.
their rights. We are exercising the right of sovereignty over a country that's dashing us money.
Hola.
Because we say what? Ghana beyond aid. Ghana beyond aid. Let's give them back the 309 million as well.
Why, Ibo?
Ibor off.
Can we do my show online or we have to get out of here?
We can't do my job.
Oh, so Nigerian High Commissioner
I love that
charges-
question. You bore. Abo.
Nigerian
Rough.
High Commissioner charges compatriot to expose lawbreakers. Dutchman 69 launches legal battle to lower his age by 20 years.
Nice
so
one.
he can get a date on Tinder. Oh,
Beautiful.
I like
Is this
the,
not
the spirit, eh? Veteran broadcaster Cyril Akolache
Oh, may
has
so
died.
rest in
That's
peace.
the sad. Cyril Harry Koshi Akolache has died at age 77.
That's my former boss.
Alleged coup plotters lawyer alleges his private conversations are recorded. 80 teachers flee in Kranza North after horrific murders, according to the Association of Teachers in Nkranza North districts. Kaswa police killing, my client is not sane. Lawyer for main suspect pleads. U.S. Embassy justifies its insistence on Ghana keeping PDS deal. Rawlings urges Kandapar to resolve advocates' challenges, host dismissal. He said what happened to him was not justice. They haven't served him right, especially after that Iyoko investigation. Lots of stories on myjoyonline.com. Just log on and explore. I would love to. 69 minus 20 is what? 49. So he can get a date. All right.
But he's old.
Yes, but he identifies as young. What
Yeah,
are
but
you saying?
69 is not old,
He
Bia.
identifies as
He
young.
wants, to
Charlie?
he wants to get a date on a particular platform.
Yeah.
I think the issue here is that people are suggesting you can identify as whatever you wish,
Charlie?
and you ought to have the right to do so.
I'm 40. I identify as 20.
I'm
right.
Ghanaian. I
Identify
identify
as American.
as what's that country that has so much money? Norwegian. I identify as Norwegian.
Okay, I am sovereignty. We'll go spot.
I'm taking a break. All right, back.